Hi everybody, this is Millie. Welcome to Millie's Meal Planning on a Budget. Yesterday my husband grilled 2 steaks and they were a very good size. After they were cooked, I thought they would shrink, but they didn't. So what I did is I cut my steak in half and I saved it for today. So today we're pretty much having semi leftovers. So this is what I'm going to do. Here I have a pan, it's warming up. To this, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to let the olive oil warm up a little. And here is the steak that my husband grilled. And I figure, let's make something simple. So what better than steak tacos? But of course, steak and eggs is the best. So what I decided to do is to make steak and egg tacos. So the steaks are cut in small little pieces and I'm going to add them to the pan. And now I'm going to let them warm up. I'm not going to put any seasoning on the steak because my husband seasoned them pretty nicely. He likes to put lemon pepper and garlic and salt and pepper and some steak seasoning. I'm gonna have him do the recipe for you some other time. But for now, I'm just gonna use my leftover steak. So whenever my husband grills steak, he always puts onions on top. And the onions gives it that amazing smell of onions and steak. You can't beat that, So I'm letting this warm up. So here I chopped like 1/4 of a red onion. So I'm going to add the onion to the steak. I think it's very important to use the leftovers. I hate to waste food. So whenever I have a chance to use my leftovers, I always make sure to do that. So the steak is warming up. And this is green peppers. So I chopped the green peppers very small. I'm going to let that cook for about 5 minutes. And I always like my tacos to be very spicy. So this is a serrano pepper. And serrano peppers are a lot spicier than jalapeno peppers. So I'm going to add the serrano pepper to the mix. And you could smell how spicy those serrano peppers are. You know the difference between a jalapeno pepper and a serrano pepper because the spiciness or the heat from the serrano pepper, it comes out pretty strong. To this, I'm going to add 1 small tomato. Now, because I added all those other ingredients, now I'm going to go in and add a little bit of black pepper. And I always like to add a little bit of bagel seasoning. Bagel seasoning has a very good flavor, or adds a very good flavor to your food. And I'm also going to add a little bit of turmeric. Okay. I just like the color that turmeric gives to the food. Now I'm also going to add a pinch of salt. A little bit more. Oh my God, this smells so delicious. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit and let that cook on a low heat. Okay, so now here I have 6 eggs. And to the eggs, I'm going to add the same spices that I just added to the mixture. So I'm going to put a little bit of salt and a pinch of black pepper. And a little bit of the bagel seasoning. And a little bit of turmeric. Well, they keep saying that turmeric is good for you. So I try to add it to my food as much as I can. So here I have some salsa. And this is store-bought salsa. This one is mild. Everything in here is pretty hot, so I don't want to make it too hot. So I'm just going to add some of the salsa to the eggs. So this is about 3 teaspoons. And then I'm going to mix them. So I'm going to mix the eggs. You know what? I think I'm going to turn this a little bit. You know, and I wish you guys could smell this because this smells so good. So I'm going to continue mixing the eggs. And when you mix the eggs, you want to fluff them up. So I want to make sure that they're nice and fluffy. And you know, we're trying not to go out to dinner. Things are very expensive. A couple of weeks ago, we went out to dinner and we couldn't believe the bill. We noticed that we were being charged $3 for processing the credit card, $4 for the cook, because now they charge you for the staff that is not being tipped. And on top of that, we had to pay 25% tip to the waitress for 2 cheeseburgers, a wine, and a beer. So my husband and I, we decided that for now on, we're going to try to eat at home as much as we can. So we're not going to waste any leftovers. So if we have good leftovers, we're going to use them. So now I'm going to add the eggs to the mixture, and I'm going to lower this because I don't want the eggs to cook too fast. The eggs are cooking very slowly. Go around the pan. I don't want the eggs to burn. So the eggs are looking very good, and this smells so good. You see the chunks of steak and the eggs and the peppers, you know, and it wasn't that much steak. It was just half a steak. And look at all the food that you could make with the eggs and the steak and the pepper. So now I'm going to put that aside. Here I have a pan. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil because I want to warm up some corn tortillas. I want to make sure that the oil is nice and hot. And you know, I love to make breakfast for dinner. And if you have leftover steak or leftover ham or leftover sausage, that's a perfect time for you to just make a simple breakfast or a simple dinner. This was a 1-pan meal. Okay, so here I have some corn tortillas. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to warm them up. There are the tortillas. They warm up so nicely. If when you're making corn tortilla tacos, you find that your tortillas break, just double the tortilla. You see how flexible they become once they're warm? Okay, the thing I love to do when I make tacos is I like to put a little bit of cheese on the tortillas. I think the tacos taste better when you put a little bit of cheese. And it doesn't matter what kind of cheese it is, you know, whether it is mozzarella or pepper jack or whatever kind of cheese you like. So I'm going to let the cheese melt. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tortilla in this big plate. I'm going to put 2 tortillas here. And now I'm going to add some of the scrambled egg and the steak. Another tortilla. And add a little bit of egg. And now I'm going to put another tortilla here. So you see where I'm going with this, right? And add some of the egg mixture. Okay. Don't forget, we're trying to work with leftovers. So here I have some chopped lettuce, tomato cut in small pieces, avocado cut in small pieces. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of lime. And then I'm going to put a little bit of salt on top. And now I'm just going to put a little bit of the lettuce on the tacos, a little bit of the tomato, a bit of avocado, put a little bit of salsa on top, not too much. And then I like to sprinkle a little bit of salt on top and squeeze a little bit of lime, and then put a little bit of queso fresco on top. So there you have it, scrambled eggs with leftover steak. So now, let's taste this. Oh my God, this is delicious. You know, this was something simple. It was a one-pan meal. It was with leftovers, and who was to say that leftovers would be so amazing? Now with this, my husband got some limoncello. Now limoncello is an Italian drink. It's very refreshing. So with this, I'm gonna try some of the limoncello. Salute. Try this recipe. It's a one-pan meal. It's very inexpensive. As you can see, it was made with leftovers. No, you're gonna love it. Let me know how you like it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time.